Hey guys, so this is the second part of our vlog about our trip to New York City, and this one includes everything but BookCon because we already gushed about BookCon, and yes.
So our day started
today.
3 a.m. to get to a plane.
Yeah. So we got to the airport, we struggled to Tim Hortons and feed ourselves the last Canadian breakfast we will have in a few days. Kind of woke us up, got us on the plane.
Got us off of the plane, really short plane ride. Got to our hotel and it was like, yeah, it's like 10 o'clock, let's start doing stuff because who needs sleep?
I don't want to know the amount of money we've spent on Starbucks this weekend because it has been like our power food.
Yeah.
We just go in and order a drink and check on to our next destination and then get more Starbucks and then on to the next one.
So we spent a lot of time this weekend wandering around Central Park to get different places. First place we went was the Museum of Natural History, and there was this really, really cool exhibit on the history of poison.
Which was just fascinating. I recommend going to see it if you guys are in New York City.
Yeah, it was great. We learned all the symptoms of arsenic poisoning.
There's the always fun mercury poison. There's the always fun animal toxicology. Just stuff that's interesting, especially if you're a writer and you want to do something about poison.
Mm-hmm.
Great research.
Chelsey got to see the gigantic blue whale
in
the Museum of Natural History, which just blew her mind.
I just had such a hard time processing how something that large could exist. What? Just crazy, and just, I never quite understood why people were like, oh my god, whales, there are whales under my boat, and they're kind of having a freak out. And I was like, yeah, okay, it's fine, the whale's not gonna bother the boat, but just...
When you see that the whale is, like probably bigger than the boat.
I was like, okay, well, at least I get it.
my favorite part of this, like realization was she's reading a sign. And the sign is, making whale noises at her. And then the sign, she gets to this point, and she just looks at me, and she's like, it's this big, and it only eats krill. It's like this look on her face. It's just the best thing ever.
Because this thing doesn't even have to try to swallow me whole. If it really wanted to, it could just go like, It's just...
Oh my god. We left the museum, we wandered around more, we did Times Square, we got chocolate, we got a stupid amount of chocolate.
Some of it's gone.
Yeah, most of it's gone.
It's disappeared. We went to Carmine's
for dinner.
That was delicious.
It was amazing. This lasagna was just the best thing ever.
We had tiramisu. Then we finally went to bed.
Yeah, we were pretty tired by that point. The next day we got up and BookCon happened and awesome time. And after BookCon we went to a BookTube meetup, which was cool, and we met some people. And then we went and had pizza
at
Lombardi's, which was good.
And then we went to the cupcake shop that was just above it.
And that was pretty good too.
They were good cupcakes.
And then we walked to a comedy club.
We went to Comedy Village Underground, something like that. And I just kind of was like, okay, let's go to this comedy club. I've heard it's decent. And it was just the most wonderful show I've ever seen. There was like actual people who've actually been on television.
The one guy from 30 Rock got up there, and 30 Rock is one of my favorite TV shows, and I was just like, oh my god.
I had nail marks in my leg.
And we're sitting in the front row, so
we were literally in the front row.
Where this camera is right here was the comedian, and where Chelsey is right here was the drummer to me.
Yeah, we saw Jude Apatow and a few other people whose names I wish I knew, and we'll find out eventually, I hope. Yeah. But there's one guy who made, he just had this very smiley face and high cheekbones, and He was the best out of all of them.
Like, at one point, he's just like, people think that I'm a happy person. I'm just okay.
I'm sorry for your loss.
And, like, definitely making, a lot of people made fun of, like, internet culture and, like, Tinder. And then, of course, when they found out we were from Toronto, that brought up its own whole can of worms.
With Mayor Rapport.
And so after that, we went back and passed out.
Cold.
Yeah. And so this morning we got up and we decided to go to we went to this diner 2 days in a row and it was really, really good. Just, we forgot about that. But
we decided that we were going to walk to the Chelsea High Line. So that's like, we went from 50th Street to like 38th Street. And then we walked all the way down the Chelsea High Line.
And then we decided we needed Starbucks.
So we first we located the Apple store.
It was funny because like Chelsea's like, there's an Apple store, and I like stand up. I'm like, if there's an Apple store, there's a Starbucks. I know my people there. I was just like,
she was right,
and there it was. There was a Starbucks, and we like.
It's quite accurate, her prediction. What else? So then we stop walking, we get on the subway, go back to the hotel to grab some stuff, and then we walk from 50th Street all the way up to 80, not 80s, like 1 Street.
We went to the
Street.
Met.
Yeah, something like that. And so we walked all the way there. We walked through Central Park, and then we walked through the Met, and we saw
lots of cool stuff. Like, it was crazy.
It was crazy because we saw all this stuff that we've been seeing our entire lives, but we've never actually seen in person.
So, like, famous.
Like Van Gogh and Monet and just...
I had this moment where I came across this Monet painting that I had to, like, recreate when I was in grade 3, in a grade 3 art class, and I'm, like, looking at it, and I'm just like, this is so weird.
There's the real thing, like, right? Yeah.
And then we found, like, all, like, modern paintings that are, like, huge.
And those are my favorite, to be honest. Like, you just have to, like, stand, like, 20 feet back and stare at them because they look photoshopped, okay?
And there was a really, really cool Egyptian exhibit with the Book of the Dead, and then there was this awesome, like, armor exhibit where it was, like, started out with, like, medieval English armor, and then just kind of segued into, like, samurai armor, where the two of us just kind of sat there, and we're looking at the armor just being like, whoa.
Like, it's just the detail on everything in that museum is just, like, you can just stare at it, and you're like, people built this? Like, I can barely function. And
there were some pretty creepy statues. I'm just gonna say, like, there were some of them that, I don't know what it was, we were in, like, the Greek, we were in the Egyptian section, and I'm walking around and I'm looking at all
and
these
she
things.
had pointed out that, like, none of the Egyptian, like, sculptures have eyes, they're just kind of, like, flat, like, globes for your eyes, right? And then so she had pointed this out, like, 2 minutes before, and then we're walking by this one statue.
And there are holes where the eyes are. Like, someone, like, scooped out eyeballs, and I'm just like, no.
No, that was the Greek one. That was the Greek one. There was the Egyptian one.
Someone had painted eyes on it, and I was just like, worse, this makes it worse.
There was the craziest expression. He was just kind of like...
I think I took a picture. I could put the picture up if I have it. I was just like, oh my god, I do not like this. Oh my god.
We've had some fun times. New York is very different than Toronto. One of the ways I've realized New York is different than Toronto is you can look Toronto crazy in the eye, and most of the time you'll come out okay. In New York, you cannot acknowledge its presence, otherwise it will find you. And, like, the ranges of comments that you get are just, like, you hear it and you walk away and you're like, why did that person put those 2 words together? Like, I don't know how to respond to that because it's just confusing. Like, we were just walking down the street, we're wearing shorts and, like, just, like, regular top. We're not, like,
any like
not even a dress,
we're
okay?
street clothes. We're in street clothes.
We blended, and this one guy like is standing in front of a restaurant, and he's like, "I see legs," and we're just like,
for the rest,
yes.
For the rest of the weekend, we were like trying to come up with like comments that if we would say back to him. And so my personal favorite was "I see the patriarchy." There was also "I see a potbelly."
But it's just like,
what were you trying to accomplish? Like what?
But like you've probably seen legs your whole life. You have them. Why the comment? Like, I see legs. Yes, you do.
Yeah, it's definitely a different place. Like,
I like it. I would stay for a while, but I would not stay forever. But the amount of walking that we've done in the last few days is just impressive. I'm going to go home and I'm going to curl into a ball and pretend that I don't have to go anywhere ever again. I also don't want to go home and back to regular life, but...
Well, we have to, because we have commitments.
And responsibilities. Yes, those. So anyways, we are tired, we are exhausted, and we have made the most of the last 4 days. But yeah, so we will end the vlog here, but we will see you when we are back in Toronto. So, bye guys.
Bye-bye. Nice.